Ladies and gentlemen, look who's back. Look who's finally back. This is a huge news. Honestly, I did not expect that Reece James would be available for the Liverpool clash. Enzo Maresca has come out in the press conference and he's confirmed that he's actually available. He's fully fit. However, there is a twist to this particular story. The twist is that he's only available once a week. This is how we want to manage Reece James. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge, huge boost for us. I've been saying it in recent times that, look, as a captain of the football club, this guy needs to be available for Chelsea, man. We need him to lead by example. We need him to motivate on field and really galvanize the playing unit. Honestly, the team will find so much confidence and morale boosting confidence in that in that fact when they see their captain on field with the armband and him, leading the chase. It's really going to uplift everyone. So this is fantastic news. We'll wait to see whether he actually starts or not. I wouldn't risk him starting straight away. He hasn't played football in a while, but he's going to get some level of football, that's for sure, against Liverpool. Let's go through the news and see what Enzo Maresca said in the press conference in regards to Reece James. But this is exciting news. Hopefully, please, Ya Rab, please, just no more injuries. If he can get rid of the injuries for once and for all, if we somehow manage to keep him fit for once and for all, and he finds that top level form back the way he used to be 2-3 years ago, oh my God, then we are going to absolutely dominate and devastate all the oppositions, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's in Europe. A fit Reece James and a top-level Reece James, yeah, we are going to be cooking. And also, ladies and gentlemen, no injuries. Enzo Maresca has confirmed no injuries after this international break. Everyone is available. I don't remember the last time we've had this scenario at Chelsea Football Club where every single one of our players are available for selection. It needs to be studied exactly what is going on with Enzo Maresca, the way he's training and his training methods and the backroom stuff, and what happened last season under Pochettino, where almost every other week, half of the team was injured. All right, let's go through the news first of all. Enzo Maresca, he's available. He worked with us through the international break. Finally, he is back. Reece James is back, ladies and gentlemen, which is big news. Enzo Maresca, if we want to build something with him, Reece James, in terms of physical condition, then probably the solution is to allow him to go slowly and use him once a week, and then hopefully in the future we can use him more during the week. In this moment, we need to think to use him once a week. I've got no issues once a week. Honestly, there's no need for him to look. If he features in the Conference League, then no problems, don't feature in the Premier League. If he features in the Premier League, then no problems, don't feature in the Conference League. Whatever the case is, I am quite fine with once a week Reece James, as long as he can slowly build on that, as long as he can, get rid of these injuries once and for all. I know if he reaches that level again, the way he was scoring goals from that right side, the way he was assisting for fun from that right side is not a joke. This guy at his absolute best is probably one of the best in the world. This is how good Reece James is. He can decide games from that right side. It's phenomenal. It honestly is phenomenal. So, yeah, look, absolutely manage him and ensure that his injuries are never occurring again. Because I feel like just one more time he's injured and he's shelved away for 10-15 games, I think we might have to call it quits with Reece James. Enzo Maresca on Reece James' recovery. First of all, he has to be fit, and then slowly we will see. The most important thing for Reece is he's finally fit, and then we will see how we will use him. We have many players that are available and can play in different positions. So look, I don't expect him to start against Liverpool. I think it's a bit too early. He hasn't played any football for a while, for a couple of months at least, since the preseason. But I do expect him now, off the back of this news, to come off the bench and get some level of minutes and really build on that. So we are going to see some form of Reece James coming back into this match against Liverpool. Maresca on managing Reece James. It's not easy. You're always looking for a solution. The solution with Reece is the same we are using with Wes and Romeo. So Wesley Fofana as well looks at once a week. Romeo Lavia, we might have to do the same thing, because all of these players injuries seem to have taken over their lives. So we do need to manage them, using them in 1 game per week. Fantastic man management from Enzo Maresca and the backroom staff. Brilliant. I love this. Enzo Maresca, finally, all our players are available. No injury. Also, Reece James has returned as part of the group. Wow. Someone does need to study this. What is going on now as opposed to what was going on last season? Because last season under Pochettino, it must be the running. It really must be. The way Pochettino emphasizes on purely just run. I think that must have something to do with it. But then again, look, you do need to exert energy in the game. But I don't know, was the training too heavy last season under Pochettino? I don't know, but someone needs to really look into that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in regards to Reece James being back. How you feel about that in the comment section. Let me know about your thoughts. Next up, this is a very, very interesting conversation, and it has been an interesting conversation for a little while. Enzo Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we need to talk about him. International break is over. Now the selection drama and conundrums happen in midfield. Check this out. This is crazy, but it doesn't tell the whole story. This is from Vince, his opinion. But look at the stat. Chelsea with and without Enzo Fernandez. I know there's a lot more games with him, so the sample size is a lot bigger, but just look at the percentage. Look at the percentage. 65 games with Enzo Fernandez, 21 wins, 19 draws, 25 losses, 32.3% win rate. Whereas without Enzo Fernandez, 19 games played, sizable amount, of course, nowhere near 65, but still sizable. Out of the 19 games, 16 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses, 84.2% win rate. Now, recently I've said, I love this player. You know I love Enzo Fernandez, and I'm going to show you why I love him, because there are certain ways that I feel like now the way we are using him, also last season the way we used him, and under Graham Potter the way we used him, is totally different. And we probably should be modeling out to use him the way Graham Potter did, and the way he gets deployed for Argentina, basically. But the way he's getting deployed now is detrimental for us. The way he was being played by Pochettino, the way he's getting played by Enzo Maresca, he's not winning enough duels. He's not winning enough second ball, and he's not in areas where he gets the ball often. He's got lesser touches in the game. So this is the distinct difference that's been happening under Pochettino and also under Enzo Maresca. It's almost to the fact that you have to say to yourself, is Enzo Fernandez the right profile that is required for Enzo Maresca? I mean, this is quite damning, man. 84.2% of the times we're winning without Enzo Fernandez. That's mad. That is mad. What's going on? Why is there such a disparity, such a difference? 19 games is quite a lot of games. Granted, not as many as 65, but it's quite bad. Next up, check this out in regards to Enzo Fernandez heat map under Potter, Pochettino, and Enzo Maresca. Look at that. Potter right on the left, the very left, far left. He's more central, and he had far more touches on the ball. Whereas for Pochettino, you can see far more on the left side. For Enzo Maresca, definitely on the left side, a little bit further up, and looks like the touches are a lot more. I mean, this is heat map. It doesn't say about the touches, but you can see distinctively, like exactly the differences between Potter, Pochettino, and Enzo Maresca. Potter far more central, and I think that's exactly how Enzo Fernandez should be used. Enzo Fernandez on the ball influence has in fact been reduced by the positional change. A player at his best when orchestrating attacks is getting roughly 20% fewer touches and making 30% fewer passes than he was last season. This is the thing. He's got less touches. He's a kind of player who needs to touch the ball a lot more than what he is right now. He needs to be the deepest midfielder, but that's not how we operate. And I'm going to tell you why, because Graham Potter actually has some really interesting things to say about Caicedo and why we see Caicedo or Romeo Lavia as being the deepest and then Enzo Fernandez further up. But Enzo Fernandez further up is almost to say that we probably need a different profile there now, because Enzo Fernandez's strength is probably playing from deeper positions as a register. But if your manager doesn't play in that way, then there is a problem. If your manager doesn't want to play with someone who's going to touch the ball a lot as from a deep position as a register, and instead wants a different profile, there's someone who's far more combative, far more aggressive in winning the ball back, winning duels. And not to say compromising on the ball playing, no, because Caicedo is very good on the ball, but he wants a different profile. Then Enzo Fernandez is a mismatch. Check this out. Enzo Fernandez's influence waning 90.2 touches, 2023, 2024, 2024, 2025, 70 touches, 60 this per game, I believe, 63.4 passes per game, 44.3 pass breaking the lines, 9.4, 7.1 this season. Passes in the box, 1.8, 0. Because when he's deeper, he can find those passes into the box or into the final third. 3.3 shot creating actions, 2.8. So all his stats are down in 24-25. Look, the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, with Enzo Fernandez is we have to find a solution ASAP, or he will honestly become an absolute mismatch, which we spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money on Enzo Fernandez, and he's got a long contract at Chelsea. Either we find a solution, or we might have to start thinking about, well, we probably need a different profile. This is nothing against Enzo Fernandez, because he's suited for a certain type. And if we don't play that type, then forget it. Then get someone who's far more useful to Enzo Maresca. This is what Graham Potter had to say. This Graham Potter analysis of Caicedo's role explains why Maresca prefers him to Enzo Fernandez as deep six in our midfield. Graham Potter, what is asked for him, Caicedo, is quite clear. Like I say, he could do other things as well, but at the same time, he's really good at the job Maresca has given him because of his intelligence and physical attributes. Maresca has recently said he needs far more physicality in midfield. To be holding midfielder, it helps if you are strong positionally as you read the game and are in right positions most of the time, but you also need to be able to cope if you do get it wrong occasionally, because it is going to happen. Of course, sometimes those mistimed passes will happen and you're gonna have to recover as quickly as possible. In the Premier League, you have to defend big spaces sometimes, especially in teams like Chelsea, who like to drive the opposition back but leave some space to break into. True, you're going to get counter-attacked and you have to be able to cover ground. Moses's positional sense will get better and better the more he plays in that role, but he's already very good at recovering those big spaces and winning the ball back, along with everything else that makes him the perfect fit for the way they want to play. This is right, and this is one of the biggest reasons why Enzo Fernandez doesn't play deep anymore, because he simply can't cover those grounds as quickly as someone like Romeo Lavia or Moses Caicedo, because the way we play, as Graham Potter said, we like to push really high up, box the opposition in, leave a bit of space in the back, which will then create chaos. Do you know what I mean? Unless we want to be a little bit more tighter, yes, press, but have cover. But you know what I mean? Make sure that there's cover so that Enzo Fernandez doesn't need to cover a lot of ground all by himself. I'm really pleased to see him flourish the way he is. He has seen his difficult periods out without going under and has kept on being himself, wanting the ball, winning the ball, and doing the right things. Winning the ball, very, very, very important. Graham Potter on Moses Caicedo, I would describe his character as world-class, and I'm sure it has made a difference for him at Chelsea too. Moises is a mix of someone who wants to learn and improve, but is also highly intelligent anyway. The way he approaches things is the perfect combination for a manager or coach to work with. And because of that, I always thought his future was extremely bright. Yeah, look, Moses Caicedo in recent times for Chelsea Football Club has been putting on some really good performances. There's been some odd performances as well here and there, of course, no doubts, but hopefully as they keep performing more under Enzo Maresca, it will get better and better. But he is definitely one of the most important players for us in midfield, and I hope he just continues to get better. He is young, so I don't even think he's in his prime yet. So wait till he becomes that level of a player in his prime. I think that's going to be sensational for Chelsea Football Club. Graham Potter and Caicedo's role at Chelsea, when people talk about team players, well, that's Moises. He just wants to do the best he can for his team. Of course, he's better when the team is functioning well, but he will make everyone else better too. He's not the guy who is going to dribble past 10 players or try something flash. He's physical, he wins the ball for you, and he keeps things simple when he has got it. Although he's got quality too. Look at the through ball he played for Nicholas Jackson to score against West Ham a couple of weeks ago. That's exactly what I was just going to say. I didn't even know that Graham Potter was going to say that he's got quality on the ball. Caicedo is no mug. Honestly, he's got extreme quality on the ball. some of the through balls that he provides, impressive. And we saw what he did last season as well from deep, taking that long shot and scoring as well. The impact he has in the team goes beyond most of the stats that are shown for midfielders because they don't wholly reflect his role and influence on the team. No, absolutely, absolutely. The stats sometimes don't do full justice on Caicedo because he's very, very important. There's a lot of things that stats don't capture. Which makes Caicedo a top player. And don't forget, Caicedo is one of the captains of Chelsea Football Club as well. Grandpa, it feels like Chelsea are starting to see the real Moses Caicedo. I'm not surprised the results have improved now. He is doing so well. I've known Moses since he's first arrived in England to play for me in Brighton, and his story is an interesting one. You have to, praise, I suppose, Brighton's scouting. I mean, unbelievable to be able to pluck him out from Ecuador, and Brighton, yes, sold him for a lot of money. They made a lot of money, and they paid literally peanuts for Caicedo. I think the similar thing will happen with Belieber as well with Brighton. Look out for Belieber. I think he'll be a fine player, and they'll end up selling him for a lot of money as well. But yeah, Caicedo, look, once again, paid a lot of money. Chelsea paid heaps of money for Moses Caicedo, so this needs to definitely work out, and I've got good belief that it will work out. Graham Potter explains why Caicedo had a difficult start at Chelsea. What people often misunderstand is that you have been watching a player who is playing a certain way and functioning well in a well-functioning team. When you put him in a different situation and in a team that's not functioning the same way, you don't get the same player temporarily anyway. They just need some help and support to get back to that point. You have to understand the context of the club he went to, because it is fair to say Chelsea were in a period of transition for a couple of years, including the time I was there as a manager. Absolutely. So I love the fact, look, Graham Potter might not have been the best manager for us, but he knows football. He definitely knows football. He's right. When Moses Caicedo came to Chelsea Football Club, it was turmoil. Like new ownership. Only 1 year has lapsed. We didn't perform well in that first year. We finished 12th. Then Pochettino came in, and Pochettino is not about possession and positional play. It's more about gun-ho, run, headless chicken type everywhere. It was difficult for Moses Caicedo. Now that there is some level of structure, we are starting to see better performances. And look, big up to Moses Caicedo. Even with the lack of structure last season, right at the end, the second half of last season, he was really performing well under Pochettino. So kudos to him to be able to play many different styles. But now under Enzo Maresca with a lot more structure, he's definitely doing a lot better. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest in everything in Chelsea Football Club at the moment. Let me know your thoughts, how you feel about especially Reece James returning back, Enzo Fernandez conversation as well, Moses Caicedo, in the comment section. Let me know. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Live streams in terms of watch-alongs are going to be coming back thick and fast, so do look out for that. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya. Goodbye.